back to another episode of Room 1002. If you're new here and you don't know what it's all about, I'm here showcasing the hottest up-and-coming artists right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Today's special guest is none other than FLOess GOD, a very talented young woman who I cannot wait to share with you guys. Not only is she making her mark on the music industry, but she's also doing some great things out here in the community. I want you guys to help me welcome to the room, Flo.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you. It's been a long time coming. I know we met quite some months ago, and we've been doing our due diligence to get this thing planned, but I'm really excited to have you, and I'm ready to get started if you are. I can't wait. So listen, Flo, I'm gonna start you off with a question that I ask all of my artists, and I think we're all looking forward to your answer. But can you tell us, who is Flo?
Okay. So FLOess GOD, she is an artist. She is multi-dimensional, and I feel like as a person I'm still learning more about her, especially as I get to know myself. Because I know a lot of us, we usually separate the person from the artist, but it's all one and the same for me.
I agree, actually.
So FLOess GOD, FLOess GOD actually stands for Flow is God, because when I was trying to figure out my name, I was going through like my spiritual journey, and I was trying to figure out who God was to me. And so that's how I came up with Flow is God, because Flow is God. Like, it's God, as God flows within all of us. So as God flows through me, flows through the music, and hopefully if you're listening, flows through you as well.
I love that. I love that, girl. Stop right there. No, I'm kidding. Well, I'm glad that you gave us a little bit of backstory about the name. I remember when I first met you, I want to say this was maybe, do you think that was maybe around September, October of last year? Okay, so we were at the Epicurean Hotel right here in Atlanta. They were having their grand opening. They did this big tasting featuring all these different companies and businesses and chefs from all over Atlanta. And my boss and I would get off the elevator and we're like, oh, where do we go? Like, there's signs everywhere, but we're kind of like, where do we really go? And then before I knew it, I just started to hear like this jazz, like this live, like she's scatting, she's like bebopping. I'm like, who is this person? So my boss and I, we follow the sound. We walk into the grand ballroom, and she's there with this beautiful band. She's got a bass player. She's got this cool stand recording herself. I mean, it was super professional. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you got started in this music industry, especially being so young? I know you mentioned to me you're only 21 years old. How did you get into the fold of starting this music career?
So, I've been singing for a very long time. I did my first performance when I was in second grade. Me and my mother, we sung Wind Beneath My Wings together.
That's beautiful.
I was too scared to be on stage by myself then, so my mom was like, I'll go up there and sing with you. So after that, grew up singing in church, so a lot of my performances were in church settings.
Absolutely.
And doing some local events. I went to fine arts middle school and high school. So
what schools were those?
Davidson Fine Arts. Well, they're the same, school. And that's where I was able to really develop and really, hone that gift. And ever since then, I'm currently attending Kennesaw State University. I'm in my last semester.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Majoring in vocal jazz performance, and
Now see, that makes sense, because I've seen you on Instagram scatting to Robert Glasper. When I met you in person, you were doing jazz, and I know that you probably aren't the kind of person who you can put in a box. But is jazz your favorite? Is it something that just resonates with you? Why did you choose to focus in on jazz? And then even now, I'm seeing it carry out into your performances and stuff. How'd you kind of come up with that decision?
So, I grew up listening to R&B, neo soul.
Absolutely.
A lot of Erica, Jill Scott, Stevie Wonder. But when high school, I was classically trained. Then when I went off to college, I was like, I don't wanna do classical.
Really?
So I was like,
well, I can understand that singing. I play saxophone. I live for an ensemble piece. Like, sit me down, put the music in front of me.
Yeah,
but I can
beautiful.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. But jazz, I just felt like it spoke to me.
Oh, I love jazz.
So yeah, it does.
Especially trumpet jazz. For me, it's like there's just something about a Miles Davis. There's something about a Christian Scott. There's something about a Wynton Marsalis even. Like, there's just like, you just can't get enough of jazz. I really love that. I do want to transition a little bit and talk a little bit about this project that I know that you mentioned to me. When we were talking, you said that you were doing something, working on something with the students down at Georgia State University. And I think that that's really cool. I think it's very important that we don't just give our craft, you know, take it from ourselves and just do it for our self-glorification, but also helping others. So can you share with them a little bit about that project and what you guys are doing?
Yes, so I'm collabing with a few artists from Georgia State. They are incredible. And we're working on this comic book that this guy had put together, and they're creating an animated series for it.
Now that's cool.
So yes, so I will be doing some voice acting. I'm not gonna tell you my character, but I'll be doing some voice acting, and we're also working on the soundtrack.
So wait a minute, so how did you come across this project?
Oh, so I am a part of this organization called NSEG. It stands for National Collegiate Entertainers Group, and basically this group, it really helps students who are trying to pursue music as a career, people trying to work in the music industry.
That's beautiful.
And so the different schools of Georgia State, KSU, we have Georgia Tech, AUC, which is Clark, Morehouse, and Spelman together. So they all compete, and you know, at the end of, I believe at the end of this semester, we're gonna figure out who our like mogul is. Mogul. So yeah, so that's how I met them.
So how do other individuals get into this program or hear about this program? It's only because I haven't heard of it that I'm wondering if it's a well-known thing, because that sounds like something that a lot of people can benefit from.
Right. So this program has actually been around for, I believe, for a few years now. But Kennesaw State is just now getting, you know, trying to, I guess, get it started there. So it's mainly for college students. So yeah, you would just have to, you know, find someone who's on campus, or either you can follow them on Instagram at NCEG, and yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I hope that someone watching this video, whether they're a new student there or not, I really hope that someone hears that and feels like, oh my goodness, like there's a community out there for me, even in college, even while I'm confused and don't really know where to go or how to get the gigs. So let's backtrack a little bit. You're 21 years old, you're doing your thing in the music industry, you're about to do some voice acting. I want to talk about the single that you put out last year and what that was about, and just kind of what you're doing now in regards to where your music is going.
So my first single that I put out February of last year. It's called Lost in You. That song was actually the first song that I ever recorded. And so when I sent that song back to the producer that I was working with at the time, he was just like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a hit. So I was like,
I mean, it's a beautiful song, so he wasn't lying.
Thank you. But that song, I was going through a lot with relationships, and I know a lot of songs nowadays are about relationships.
We are always going through something in these relationships.
Right. So really, that song was about me being lost in love and losing myself in love. Even though I know that song is like just to see your face in the morning, it sounds like it's like a, you know, a nice little song you sing it to your boo, you know, but it's a deeper meaning behind
I love that. I love that. And so what space are you in now? Last year we're coming out of being lost in love. What are we writing about this year?
Man, really finding myself and being myself being comfortable, you know, being my true authentic self, you know, no matter where I am and where I go. And also in my music, I want that to show. Definitely want that.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap up, I do want to just give you the opportunity to kind of share a little bit about this break that we talked about. I know when we were off camera, you mentioned to me, and it's funny that I'm bringing this up, I asked my last artist for the first time, just like, let's do a mental health check-in. Like, people are always asking the artist, what's new, what's hip, what's going on in your life, but people don't ask them how you're doing. Where are you in your career? How's your mental health? So I know that you mentioned to me that there was a period of time where you felt like you truly needed to step back. Like, I don't want to do music today, tomorrow, next month. Like, I need a break. What was that space like? And are you still kind of navigating through that, or do you feel like you've kind of come to the other side?
I am. I feel like I'm slowly coming to the other side, but I'm taking it slow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, you know, trust the process, not rush myself just because, you know, there's a lot of people that are like, man, when you putting out more music, and which is a great thing and I love it, but you know, you still gotta take care of yourself.
Exactly.
You do. Because I feel like as an artist, we feel like we have to keep putting out music all the time, and you know, I'm the type of person where I like to take my time.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about a project that actually has like good, genuine efforts behind it, not just putting out the next pop song so I can be viral on Instagram, you know, but genuinely producing something that I know the people who are asking me for it are going to appreciate.
Exactly. Because I really want to put out something that's going to move people and help people, heal people. So, yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to share even just that much about yourself with us today. Before I wrap up, can you tell the people where they can support you, follow you, stream your music, and everything in between?
Yeah. My music is on all streaming platforms. You can follow me on Instagram at FLOess GOD. That's FLOESS GOD. Yep.
And then your single.
Oh, and my single.
Just tell them the name.
Yes, Lost in You, and I also have another single called Stargate.
Stargate, okay.
Yes.
And then we're searching you as FLOess.
FLOess
as well. Okay, awesome. Well, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support this platform. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share this video, and leave us some comments down below. If you have any questions for Flo, any questions for me, any commentary, if you like our hair, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to participate in the artist suggestion box as well. This is actually an artist who I got to meet face to face, but I'm interested in meeting some of these artists through you guys, knowing who you guys are listening to and who you want to see sitting right here on this couch. That's all I have for you guys today, but until next time,